What's going on, guys? I'm sure you are appreciating what you guys are seeing on the screen. A very clean menu or feature selection built with React and Material UI. And it's not just that, right? This thing in the middle that you're seeing, it's a slider, and we will be customizing it to use as a menu selection with very less effort. You're gonna see how we're gonna do that. But let me show you the demo first. So we have the feature list on the left side, and here we have a detail section. So if I click here, whoop, there you go. So the slider slides effortlessly, and as you can see, the animation on this side, the right side, we'll be using Animista to do that, and you will see how easy it is to add this kind of animation. It's, by the way, a flicker kind of animation. And you know what's cool? I cannot move the slider by hand. So this can only be moved when I click on a menu item. How cool is that? And it's very accurate. So without further wasting time, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so here I have the project running, and I'm sure you know how to create a React app and just spin it. So that's all I have here, and what I will do is we're gonna go to Material UI and we're gonna install it. So what I will do is, since I'll be needing the icons, so they have this one command which is gonna install Material, emotion, and all. So I'm going to copy this. We're gonna come to our project and we're gonna say go. All right, with that done, let's close this, and then let's do some minimization like that. And then I'm gonna come here, we're gonna come to public, well, I mean source, and let's see, here's my app.js, and what I will do is I'm going to get rid of everything. And of course it's gonna give me error. So let's bring in a box from Material UI. Now it's not coming. Let's see, if I go to package.json, I have MUI material. Yes, I have everything. What's going on? Why is it not bringing the box? Okay, that's no problem. I will say then, hey, how about a button? I'll say click me. So if I come here, let's get rid of this. We don't need this. If I come here and I say import, and let's say if we do box from at MUI material, here we go. Can I just do maybe box? Yes. So then you don't need this, you don't need that. Okay, and I can also do import button from at MUI material, and we'll say button. All right, like that. All right, let's just do this, save. And there you go. So Material UI is coming. We got the button and all. So that's pretty cool. One thing I will do is, if I just go to my, let's see, I will just come here to index.css, and you see I have the body and margin 0. That's good. But what I will also do is HTML, and we will do padding 0. Whoop. Padding 0 and margin 0. So we don't get these ugly margins or padding, you know, that can sometimes come. And then body already has it, so cool. Okay, so let's just refresh. Nothing's going to happen, but the button is now right against the edges. Cool. With that done, and then so we're gonna start off simple, and then it's gonna get very exciting. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this right here. So we're gonna just come here, close this, and then I'll come to the box, and I don't need this button for now. I don't know if I will need it at all, but I'll come here and I'll say display of flex. All right, like that. And then I'm gonna come here and throw in some SX props. I'm sure you know these SX. If you don't, that's a very powerful way of manipulating and component in in Material UI. So I'm just gonna give it a width of 100%. All right, and then we're gonna do padding of 0 and margin of 0, and then background. I don't know if I need a background because I'm just gonna leave this. We don't need this. Cool. I'm gonna save this, so that takes care of that. And then what I also need is, on top of this, I'm gonna do a flex direction of column. And then I will also come here and I'll do align items, and let's just do center, like so. So if I put something here, what happens? Down, that's what it's comes in center. Now you come here and we are gonna bring in a stack like that. There you go. Now things are coming up. And then I'm gonna give it a height of, I don't know what comes up with these squigglies. I'm gonna give it a height of 108. Direction will be row, and then width, I'm gonna say 100%. Cool. So we're gonna close this off like that. I'm gonna come here to the next line. And now what we can do is let's go ahead and we're gonna choose the slider. So if I go to components, and I think it should be in inputs, yes, right here. So you can bring in a slider like that. Let me just let's see, there's vertical sliders. Yes, that's the one I want. So we're gonna go to that example, and first of all, let's just copy this line and let's bring in this. So here we go, here's my slider. And then I can come here and I can say slider like that. And let's just close it off. And let's go back here. Of course, there you go. That's your slider, default slider, but we're going to be, hacking the hell out of it. All right. So let's come here. And the first thing I will do is I will say orientation is vertical. Okay, so that's that. Okay, and then what I will do, and I'm going to say track is equal to false. Okay, false, like that. False. Yes, like that. Okay, and so let's see. What if I can just slide this? So as you can see, there's a blue line. If I say true, for example, right? You see how that's, we want to disable that. So I'm going to say false. So that disables that. And then what I will do is I will just give it a default value for now so that we can see what's going on. Let me just do a refresh. Yeah, it's halfway. That's pretty cool. And then what I will also do is I'm just going to give it SX. So by default, these sliders have like a padding, and we don't want that. So I'm going to come here and say 0 pixels. Yes, you see how just like butt against the thing. We're gonna fix this, don't worry about it. So here I can come here, and here's gonna be our, let's say I'm gonna put a box, and I'm gonna say menu. So there you go. And then right here I'm going to put another box, and we'll say details. So that's the idea we're trying to follow here. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and build this menu right here, because that's going to be the most fun part. So what I can do is I'm going to come here and we're going to add a new file, and I'm just going to do menu.js like that. And let's see. And oh, it was actually correct. Menu like that. So that's our menu. If I go back here, I can come here and I can say menu, bring it like that. Okay, let's save it. So there you go, no change, but it brought in the menu. So now we can get cracking here. So we're gonna get rid of this. And what I will do is I'm gonna bring in a box like that. Okay, and this box is gonna have a ref. Okay, so for that we come here, we can say const ref is equal to use ref, because we need to do some measurements, some sort of a math. So that's why we need that. All right, so then I can come here and I can say ref is equal to ref. All right, and then I'm going to do a display of flex. Okay, and this one is going to have a flex direction of column like that. And then justify content, I am going to do center. Cool, like that. So okay, so that disappeared, but that's okay. Okay, so we need a menu item. The menu item, as you saw in the demo, is going to have an icon, a text, and all that. So what we can do is come here, create a new file, and I'm going to call it style.js like that. Let's close this. And this is where the fun begins. So I'm going to come here and I'll say export const menu item like that. And I'm going to do styled. Okay, so now this style, you want to bring it from MUI material styles. So I think it's this one. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then what I will do is it's going to be inheriting from a box like that. And then you come here and I'm going to give it a display of flex. All right, and align items. We're going to do center like that. And then I'm going to give it a margin bottom of say 70 pixel. Okay, and then cursor of pointer, like that. So that's my menu item. And then I will also do, so every menu item has a primary text and then a secondary text. So that's why we're going to come here. We're going to do export const. We're going to do menu item. We're going to say primary text, like that. And this one is equal to be styled, like that. And then what I will do to this one is we're going to pass in props. Okay, and then what I will do, I'm going to come here. So this is a nice trick, or I guess a way if you want to, let's say, use a material UI component, but you want to set some variants, but also at the same time you want to modify it. So that's how you would do it. Pretty cool, isn't it? So I'm going to give it this a variant of H1, like that, and then you do like props, like that. So then I'm going to close this off here, and then what you do, you come here and you do like this, and then I can come here and I can say font size of 1.75 rem, like that, and line height, okay, I'm gonna do 0.95. Okay, and letter spacing, we're gonna do 0.1 rem. Cool. So why don't we go ahead and use this so we can see this in action. So we're gonna come back here to the menu. Let me save this. And then I will come here, and then what we can do is I can say menu item. So this is coming from our styles, like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna come here, and then I will say a stack. Okay, like that, and then I'll say menu item primary text. Okay, and then I'm gonna say low code. There you go. How cool is this? So that's our menu item. Now we also need an icon. So for this one, we're gonna get the code whatever icon. So if I come here, go to material icons, and then I'm gonna search for, let me scroll up. We're gonna say code, and let's see. So code off icon. I'm gonna copy it. We're gonna come here, gonna paste it, and let's try this. So if I come here and I do code off icon, let's see what happens. Let's save it, go here. All right, so that's the icon. Kind of looks ugly, but we need to fix it. So what I will do for this one is we're just gonna throw in some SX props. You can create a custom component out of it, so you don't have to repeat these, but for now I'm just gonna do like this. It's only a couple of them. I'm gonna do 40 pixel. So there you go, that pushes that. And then what I will also do, I'm gonna give it a color, and the color that I chose is 00AFFF. That's that. And then font size, I'm gonna give it a font size of 3.5 rem. Let's see. Boom, nice and big. All right, so that's that. And then for this one, I think what we can also do for this box that we have is we're gonna come here and we're gonna throw in some SX props. And what? All right, so let's do this. So let's just do a background first, because that's gonna bring things to life. And I'm gonna do a linear gradient. Okay, and I wanna go 180 degrees, and I'm gonna do 007 BFF, and then we're gonna do hash 004080. So let's see. There you go. So you got a nice gradient. And then the other thing I will also do is I'm gonna come here and I'll do a width of 100%. Let's see. There you go. So when we put the other guy, it's gonna balance out well. And then what we also need is we need a padding of, let's say, 50 pixel and maybe 20 pixel. All right, so that's that. And then finally, let's just do a color of, say, FFF. Boop, like that. So that's that. That's your first icon. Congratulations, we're done. No, we're not. All right, so we're gonna now have to repeat this, but I would also like to add a secondary text. So for this, I can come here and we're gonna add it here. And for the secondary text, let's just copy this. All right, and we're gonna come here and I will do secondary text like that. And for this one, I'm gonna choose a variant of H2. And then font size, I'm gonna choose 1.45, and line height, let's see, I'm gonna do 1.2. And for this one, font weight, bold, like that. And for a letter spacing, I will do 0.5 pixels. Okay, let's go ahead and use it. So I can come here and I can say menu, item, secondary tags, and for this one we're just going to put the price. We're going to say $200 per month. Let's see what that does. Aha, loving it. Okay, so then all you do is basically you just take this and you repeat. Whoop, that's not okay. I don't know what the shortcut is. There you go. So that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. Let's save it. Beautiful. All right, so now we need to change the icons. And for the other one, I need a voiceover icon. So let's see, I'm gonna do voice. So how about this icon? One thing I found is the material icons are a little bit fat. I wish there was an option to I don't know, make them skinny. And admire our work. I think this looks fabulous, right? Okay, as you can see, the sliders here, and yeah, we need to fix a couple of things now. So now that we have the things laid out, one thing I see is we should not be able to move this by hand manually, this should only move when we click on an item right here. So one thing I will do is first let's modify this slider and make it our own. What do you guys think? So for that, we come here and let's do this. So let's scroll up. Whoop, let's scroll up, and what I will do is also export cons, and let's do custom slider. Okay, I don't like this, the size of this and the color, so we're gonna fix it. So we will do style, and I will do slider. We're gonna bring this from material UI, and then I will come here. We're gonna target the MUI slider and thumb. That's the one we want to target. Okay, so let's just do a width of 0, height of 0. And now with that done, let's go back here, and how about we use it? So I can do custom slider. Let's see what happens. Whoop. Okay, nothing happened. All right, so then I'm going to come here and I'm going to do a border, and whoops, I'm going to do a border. Okay, and I'm going to do a border top. Let's do 20 pixel, and let's do solid, and the color of this is hash 004080. Let's save it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to type the other values because it's just boring. So let's do like this. I'm going to save it. Okay, so for some reason the thing is not taking effect, but that's okay. We'll fix it. And then I also need a box shadow. So I'm going to add a box shadow. So I have two shadows. One is this one, and that's the other one. I'm going to save it. Let me just refresh and see if anything happened. Nothing is happening. All right, so here's our custom slider, and let's see what's going on. Okay, one mistake I'm making is there should be a gap. So that's what the problem was. Okay, there you go. That's your huge thumb right there. So you can modify it to any way you want. But I like this glow and I like this dark blue because it matches this color. So cool. So now we have the slider done. And then what we can do now is I can come back here to the menu, and now we should start detecting the clicks on, let's say, these menu items. So for that, I'm gonna come here and let's see. If we come here, I'm going to create a function and we're going to call it handle click. Okay, and that's going to get two things, the event and whatever was clicked on. And let's get to work. Okay, so let's get the bounding rect first, and that's going to be ref.current.get bounding client rect. Okay, so for example, this, remember we put the ref on this box right here. So we're going to get the bounding rectangle of that. So then what you do is we're going to do const y is equal to e.client y. Okay, wherever the user clicked minus rect.top. Okay, like that. So let's say I click here, so I subtract this from the top of that, right? So basically we want to get the click with reference to the top of this box. So for now, let's say I have expanded this to all the way to the top and bottom, but imagine you have this on a web page where it's somewhere, let's say at the bottom or in the middle. So you want to handle the click with respect to the top edge of this div. That's all. That's why we are doing that. Okay, with that done, and then what we do is now we need to, this value is going to be 300, 400, whatever. But the thing is the slider can only go between 0 and 100. So we need to normalize this value. And the way you normalize it is you do normalized y is equal to y over rect dot height. And then you, whoa, what happened there? Times 100, right? So we take the whatever we calculate the y value divided by the height, right, of this thing, and you times it by 100. So we bound it between 0 and 100. And then what I will do here is let's do constrain it also. So I'm going to do constrained y is equal to, and then we do math.floor. So we want to prevent any decimal values, so I'm just going to do math.floor. Then I'm going to do math.max. Okay, so between 0, math.min. Okay, and then I'm going to do 100 or normalized y, right? So basically what I'm saying here is we're going to go from inside out. So so let's say this value is 300, right? It's very high. So that means I'm going to take the 100. So let's say if I click here and the value was like, let's say 3 or 400 something. So that means we want to take the 100 value. We don't want to take that. So that's the minimum value. Then out of that, we take the max. So let's say you go like somewhere here and the value is very low. Let's say you click here and the value is like very low. So we want to take the max, right? So either that's going to be this value. So the idea is if you go into negative, you want to take then 0, right? And floor is if you get any decimal values, then we want to convert that to a proper non-decimal value, I guess you can say like that. Okay, and then finally, since we're going to be passing props to this, okay, and then we're going to call the function in the parent component. So I'm going to do props. I'm going to do props dot on menu click. Okay, and then what do we pass to it? Now, here's the thing. This thing, I think when you slide it, so here is the 0. At the top is 100, right? So, but the thing is this web page, the way the numbers go is the other way around. Top is 0, but the bottom is the max. So we need to flip it. So the easiest way would be just take 100 minus, and we're going to do constrained y. Okay, and we're going to pass in the title. Okay, so with that out of the way, now what we can do is we can just go ahead and let's say on this one, I'm going to do on click. Okay, and then we're going to do, okay, I think I should be doing this. Okay, we're going to do get the event, and then I'm going to say handle click. I'm going to pass E, and then I'm going to say low code. So basically we're passing the event and the title. So let me go ahead and do this for this. Okay, with that done, so then we're gonna go back here and let's see, this is our menu. So then we're gonna do passing that use that function, and then I can do on menu click equal to handle menu click. Okay, so of course we don't have this function, so we're gonna quickly come here and say const handle menu click. So remember it was the value and then the title, and let's just for now let's punch these values to the console, or I guess print them to the console. So I'm gonna go inspect and we're gonna go console, and if I click okay, 88, 869, 49, cool, so these work. So now all we have to do now is somehow control the slider. All right, so we need to now, when we click on this, we need to somehow pass those values to this guy. So how can we do this? So for that, let's come here and let's just do const value set value, and then I'm gonna do use state react, and for now let's just use 0 or something. And then I'm gonna come here to the custom slider and I'll do value is equal to value. Cool, let's just see. So there you go, so that's 0. And then when I click on this function, so remember we were spitting this out to the console, how about I just do set value to v. Okay, let's try this out. That's what I'm talking about. As you can see, I can click on these and it's moving to the right title. Let's see, can we do also let's see, on change on the custom slider, can I do on change, and then I have the e, the value, and the thumb. Okay, can I just do null? I'm gonna save it and let's see. So there you go. So now when I slide with the mouse cursor, I cannot move the thumb. So that disables that. So that means it will only move when we click on these menu items. Boop. And here's the funny thing. You get animation by default because we're using a slider. So how cool is that? Okay, cool. So with that done, and now what we need is we need the detail side, which is the right side, so that we can show this stuff. So that will be right here. So for that, we'll go to style.js. And for that, what we can do is we can come here and let's just create a details container. I'm going to do export const details container like that. And it's going to be style and it's going to be a box. Everything is a box. And then what we want to do is give it a width of 100%. Let me see, 100%. So what I will do is, before I even go ahead do anything, let me close this menu. We're done with this, and let's just do details container, and let's just copy it, put it here. Let me see. Cool. So there you go. Now you got 50-50 stuff going on. All right. So what we can do now is I'm gonna go back here, and then what I can do is display all flex direction, same thing, nothing fancy here, column, and justify content center. Let me save it. There you go. And then what I will do, align items, and I will do center. Whoop. Okay, let's save it. There you go. And then I'm gonna do a padding of 50 pixel. Okay, I think that's a bit too much, maybe, so maybe 10 will be good. Yeah, I don't even know if we need padding. I don't know. I'm gonna go back here, and then we need to just do the typography business. So I'm gonna do typography, and then what we need to do is we need to give it the title. So here I can do const title, set title, and then we will do use state. Let's just say please select, or just say select an item. Okay, and then I'll come here, and you know where we'll do the click. I'll do set title. I'll do T, and then here I will do, let's see, title. Cool. Is that what it is? I thought that's what we called it. Title. E. Man, someone needs to learn how to spell. Okay, let's see. So now what I will do is font size, let's see, 3 rem. How's that? That's pretty nice. And then how about font weight? And let's just make it bold. Okay, like that. And then also I will do color and color. Okay, I'm gonna do hash, and for this one I'll do 004080. It's gonna be the dark blue. And then also, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if I want to do a text align center. Let's see. Whoa. Yeah, that doesn't matter because we're all already using the flex and stuff. Okay, so let's expand this and take it for a test drive. So there you go, low code, AI voiceover, stock images, and AI video. Now, this thing is a little bit incomplete because we need some animation, right? So for that, we're gonna go to Animista. I'm gonna go here. And I have made a video, by the way, on how to use Animista with Material UI, and I went in detail. Anyways, I'm going to go to entrances, and the one I want is, I don't know, there's so many that you can play around with. Let me see, Flickr. Yeah, how about let's just use this Flickr. That looks pretty cool. So what you do is just going to come here, click on that, and then what I will do is I'm going to copy the keyframes. And that's a lot of keyframes. So what I'll do is I'll say copy keyframes. Okay, then I'm gonna come here, close this. Then we're gonna come here, and I think I'll create a new file, and I'll say animation.js, JS like that. Then we're gonna paste this here. And what I will do is, wow, that's a lot of keyframes. So I'll do import, and I'll do let's just do keyframes from at MUI material keyframes. Is it? Let's see. Okay, so I think that's what it is. So I'm gonna leave this here, and then what I will do is you need to do this in a certain way. So I'll do export const, and I will do sorry, what was the thing? Pulse, right? That's what it was, or Flickr. There you go. Okay, so I will do Flickr and anim, and then what I will do is I'm going to do keyframes. We're going to do this double tick, and then let's see. So what you have to do is I'm going to get rid of this. Is you're not going to have to. Okay, so let me just get rid of all of that, and then I think I don't need this. Let me just grab all of this. I'm gonna X, and I'm gonna put it here. Okay, so we have this here now, but how do we actually use it? So let's see. So I think if I come here, I can, on this typography, I can come here and I can do SX, I can do animation, and let's do we'll do what was it, sorry, Flickr anim, and then what I will do is I'm gonna say 0.4 second. I'm just gonna do in both. Let's save it. Okay, can't resolve okay, that's fine. So let's come here, and let me do type it and see if it'll bring it actually. Keyframes. Okay, so it's emotion react. There we go. So I'm going to now say select code. So now here's the thing. It only happens on the first when you load the page, right? So how do we make it happen repeatedly? Well, there's a nice trick you can do. So what you do is you come here, and you're gonna do const. You're gonna say animate. Let me close this. Animate set animate. Okay, and then you're gonna do, man, like this keyboard is garbage. Use state, and we're gonna do false. Okay, so then when you set this stuff, this text title and the value, so I'm gonna do set animate to false, but then I'm gonna do set timeout, and then I will do set animate to true, and we're just gonna give it a delay of say 200 millisecond. Okay, and then you come here where you're doing the animation, you're gonna do animate and cool. I'm gonna save it and let's see what happens. So I'm gonna refresh this and I'm gonna do low code. Wow, there you go. That's pretty cool, I must say. So you're getting this very nice, I would say, modern, clean, futuristic menu that you can use on your website to say advertise your product, your different features, or even as a portfolio project. And we are using Material UI, heavily customized, use a built-in component, a slider to achieve what we wanted. I hope you guys really liked and enjoyed and appreciate this video. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever the hell that is that you guys do, so I can bring in more cool contents. You know, I can do more research and make these kind of videos. That'll be it for now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.